So, Happy New Year, everybody. 2014, New Year, New You, all that. Where do we start here? First things first, if you're watching the video, I think I mean, again, we are sort of conditioned creatures, so we are going to go with the flow. So a lot of people are going to be going, right, it's New Year, new start, and all that sort of stuff. And that's okay, that's fine. Because ultimately, you know, you're going to follow the crowd. A lot of people will follow the crowd, and that's fine. Now, the first thing I'm going to say on this is that I'm not a theorist. I've said it before, I'm not a theorist. I've lost weight, I've kept it off, and I've helped dozens of people do it as well. So that's not giving it the big gun or being arrogant. That's just saying, based on tangible facts, you're listening to somebody who's been there, who's done it, who knows what they're doing. So everything that I tend to say is based on history, so it's based on what I did when I lost weight and what I've told other people to do as well, which has helped them to do it. It's not based on, you know, I'm not trying to charge, you know, £5 a session to make money, to help tell you to burn calories when I don't really understand what that means, to tell you all these things. We don't really understand how that means. This is a mindset game. It's not about just going for the easy, quick option. And that's my point. What you're going to tend to find is, particularly this time of year, is that if you're going out with the intent of doing something, so losing weight, getting fit, whatever it might be, then what you want to get is the solution. You don't want the service. Now let me explain that to you very, very clearly. If you say, oh look, a gym membership for a tenner a month, what you're doing there is you're paying for a service. So you're thinking, well actually, for my £10, in exchange for this £10, I'm going to get that service. So the £10 is quite cheap, so I'm getting a bargain there. But you ain't paying for the gym, you ain't paying for the service, you're paying for the solution. So you're paying for what that will give you. For example, I pay £24 a month to a gym and I go, so great, you know, I utilise the facilities. I don't need to pay a lot of money, I just need good service, cleanliness, and I'll go. I don't need to pay £100 a month for a spa and a jacuzzi and all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to use that. But I don't go to the gym because it's cheap, I go to the gym because I'm looking for a solution. So what I'm trying to explain to you is if your goal this year is to lose weight or get fit or whatever it might be, then that's the solution you're looking for. You're not looking for a service. So if you go and pay £100 for a bargain gym for like a year's membership or something like that, well, you're seeing that as there's my money, I'm getting a bargain. You're not seeing it as, well, what's the solution? What's the value I'm going to get from that? Because how much, you know, do you place on your health from a value perspective? You know, that extra 10 years you might get at the end of your life, what's that worth to you in terms of money? So the point is, everything's, because this is the key, right, this is what gets on my fucking nerves. People think that, you know, people like me and the guys who know what they're doing are all judgmental and nothing wrong with this and that. There's nothing wrong with anything, but it's not working. The problem is that most people go and do shit that don't work. So let's try and help people and guide you in the direction of saying, well, actually, think about it logically. If something's cheap, do you think that you're going to get the best out of it? In terms of your health, I mean, if you want to go private in terms of your healthcare, do you get a better service than going on the National Health Service? Well, of course you do, because you're private. That's not because there's anything wrong with the National Health Service, that's because that you're paying more money. So, but you're paying for a solution. If the goal is weight loss and you go to a £5 a session class and you're not losing weight, it doesn't, what you should ask and say, hang on a minute, I'm paying to lose weight here, why am I not losing weight? Don't be afraid to ask, don't just go through the motions and then give up because you're trying to find the cheapest option. You can't do that with your health. You quite simply can't, because you're looking for the solution. People look for the solution. They don't look for the method. They don't go, oh, I pay £20 a month for my gym. Great. Well, why are you going to the gym? What's the solution you're trying to get from that? If you don't get your result, you don't get a solution. It doesn't matter how cheap it is. It's not worth even that. Does this make sense to you, what I'm saying? So, before you do anything silly, like join a gym for 12 months or do anything like that, think about your solution, what you're trying to get, and think about whether that's going to get you there. So don't think, it's cheap, because what will happen is, as I've seen in the past, if you undercut yourself, if I devalue my services, people don't use it, you know what, there's no value attached to it. You don't attach that value, you don't say, bloody hell, I want to get the most out of that money because it means a lot to me. If you're paying nothing, well, you're not going to put the effort in because you're not going to get the solution that you're looking for. So use a bit of common sense, guys, here with this. Don't get bullshitted to, don't get lied to and said, this will help you lose weight and turn up, because how Are you going to ask the question to the guy who's doing the class or whatever it might be and say, well, can you tell me how this is going to help me lose weight and tone up, please? I'd like to know because I'm paying money for this. Don't just think, oh, well, it will, and then keep doing it and then it doesn't, then quit. Ask, demand better, expect better for the money that you pay. But if you pay a little money, you're going to get little crappy service because that's how this world works. So what's your solution? What you're willing to pay for it, and what are you willing to do? Don't just follow the crowd, because the crowd are overweight and they'll give up by February, and you know this already. So why are you going to go and do the stuff that everybody else does? You know, I was there over Christmas. It's been a bit of a dip in terms of that, because it will do naturally, but there's been no sort of major and up and down, because the truth of the matter is that you've got to keep at this. You know, if you didn't give a shit about your health in December, why do you think January's going to make any difference? If it wasn't important to you then, why is January any different? You've got to get your priorities straight. You've got to look at your solutions, look at your mindset and say, what am I trying to get from whatever it is I'm trying to do? And if you're not getting what you want, ask and expect better. And if you need to get better, you need to pay more, do more, and you'll get more. It's really as simple as that. Have a nice day.